English language is so weird, isn't it?
It is. It's a really complex language.
It is. Like the word flaccid. Did you know it's pronounced with a soft D? Hey there, and welcome once again to an episode of the Juror Brewery Tour.
Well said.
Thanks, I'm Jay.
I'm Seth.
And today we're going to do a spotlight feature on one of our favorite breweries. This is Railway City in St. Thomas, Ontario, about 20 minutes south of London.
The big Railway City.
Absolutely.
In Railway City.
Well, yeah. And there may be some of you out there who don't know why it's called the Railway City. It's because there's trains. So
Lots of trains.
Lots of trains. We're going to start off today with a beer that I haven't had the chance to try yet. This is their Playa Cerveza, made with lime and sea salt, 4.5%.
It's called Player?
Playa.
Like as in, you a player?
It's probably Playa.
I just wasn't sure.
Well, it says Playa.
I can't see the other side of the can.
Oh, okay. It still says Playa.
Lots of action in the glass. Lots of head.
Mm-hmm. A light yellow color, just like you'd expect a cerveza to be. So in the style of a Mexican lager is my assumption there, and then with the addition of the lime and sea salt, we'll give it a little more of a flavor.
You can certainly smell the lime.
Wow, a little breadiness too though.
Yeah. It almost smells a little bit like a goza. That's
I
salted.
wouldn't go that far. I can smell the salt, yes, and I'd give you that, but it doesn't give me the goza perspective because I don't have any sour. I do have lime.
Yeah,
Crisp, clean,
very crisp.
mild lime to it.
Yes, much less in the taste than in the smell.
Right, and so my thought at first was this is like one of those poorly named beers where you put a lime in the bottle, but this is not like that at all.
No.
It's a very light lime flavor, and the salt is more in the finish than anywhere else.
Yes, absolutely. It's a very light, easy, crushable drink. Yeah, that was a good start.
Yeah, nice and light and great for a warmer day, easy to drink. It was wonderful.
Yeah, and we're going from a new beer that we hadn't had before to something that is an old classic.
One of our beloved beers from Railway City.
The Orange Creamsic Ale, as in creamsicle. Creamsic Ale.
I'm glad you explained that. I'm not too sure they would have figured that out.
So it's a creamsicle ale. Creamsicle, creamsic ale. And so they have replicated that flavor profile with this beer by adding oranges and vanilla bean to the beer.
Such a good idea.
Which is an ale. So 4.8%, 5 IBU, so not very bitter, because a creamsicle is not very bitter.
No.
No.
If your creamsicle tastes like hops, something went wrong.
Then someone in that Dickie D was doing something he shouldn't have.
Well, it's a little tough to tell colors out in this light right now, but it's obviously the color of orange.
Oddly enough.
Yeah. And some haze in there too. Oh,
The
in there?
smell is amazing. It's all orange and vanilla. So much vanilla.
It really smells just like the creamsicle.
Like, really.
Could you explain that connection again for me? The
So
creamsicle
creamsic ale,
The creamsicle
creamsicle,
ale.
creamsic ale, creamsicle.
Oh, still don't get it, but please go on.
Oh, Jesus, it smells like that.
It really just smells like the treat. So much orange and cream in that nose. It's so nice.
I wouldn't say that it's sweet though. It has all of that flavor profile that you then think of the creamsic ale that is sweet, but this is just a nice crisp beer.
With a drop of sweet.
I wouldn't say that it's sweet.
But you'd be wrong.
I might be.
A wonderful treat for a summer's day.
Great beer.
So up next, we have a new one for me that you've had before. This is the Mystic. This is a botanical ale. Do you understand the history of botanicals?
Why don't you tell me?
Well, before people used hops, beer was made with all manner of different ingredients to kind of give it flavor. And so flowers were thrown in, or berries were thrown in, just to give it that sort of defining flavor. So botanicals eschew those hops in favor of something that's a little more fruity or floral. And in this case, we're getting juniper berries, a little bit of orange, some honey in there to create the flavor for this mild beer.
So what's the percentage on this one?
5.4% with 10 IBU.
Okay, so it still has a little bit of IBU, not a whole lot, but
Yep. A little darker color, still fairly transparent. A little bit of action in the glass, but not a lot. Tiny, tiny bubbles.
very, very clear.
Lots of head too.
I don't have a whole lot.
I know.
I have a smaller cranium than you.
These things happen. I'm getting floral, but kind of bright and almost peach.
Yeah. And maybe a bit of honey, like you said.
And this is weird, but I feel like I'm getting hop. Isn't that unusual? Knowing that there's no hop in there, because it's got a beery smell, I'm associating a little bit of hop with it.
So soft. You get all the floral. You get a lot of the floral. A little bit of the bitter. Almost a sour taste too.
Almost a sour taste. There is bitter. There is floral. There's a little bit of berry in there. It's a very approachable beer. The softness is so nice to go into with that, and then to get those fairly interesting flavors that pretty much parallel a lot of the hop-based beers that we've had, with a little more floral in it.
And I would say that it's maybe more complex than a single hop or a double hop.
Sure.
It's a complex taste. It's really neat.
The further you look in, the more you're gonna find.
Yeah, very nice. Last one for today is the Hudson 2850 West Coast IPA.
Now the Hudson 2850, what is that?
That is a train.
Oh, from the Royal Hudson Company.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was a steam engine too.
That's right. It's a steam engine.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is the West Coast IPA, IBU of 80.
A little darker here.
It is.
It's getting tough in this light. Sorry about that, but sometimes it's fun to film at
Get
night.
deep yellow, deep gold.
Yeah, a little touch of brown in there too. Fine foamy head on this one.
Very
and
small
a little
bubbles.
bit of haze.
Yeah. Lots of hop.
Piney.
Very. Now, which is the West Coast. Now it says that this has Centennial, Simcoe, and Lemon Drop hops.
That's a new one for me. Oh.
Wow.
That coats the tongue with some smooth there, and just a touch of sweet, and the piney and bitter comes through so nicely.
What a really nice taste sensation. Very creamy at the beginning, very smooth, and then that bitterness comes in. The West Coast, oh, so much flavor.
It is just so nice to have such diverse beers from a great little place in a small town like St. Thomas. They have a wonderful location there, and I'm really pleased we managed to try 4 different, 4 unique, and 4 high quality drinks.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for watching the Rural Juror Brewery Tour.
Well said.
Thank you.
I'm Jay.
I'm Seth.
Check us out next time when we try some more beers.
Make sure you like and subscribe below.
Make sure you ring his bell.
Ring it.
Absolutely. And then go to ruraljurorbrewerytour.com.
Lots of new stuff there all the time.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time.
See ya. It's lavender.
Well, lavender is one of the ingredients, so that makes sense.
Okay, because it smells like my wife's pillow things that she has all around the house.
Your wife has pillow things?
Like, the little tiny pillows, they're like this big.
For little tiny people's heads?
I don't know what the fuck they're for. It's like,
Why would you have a tiny pillow? Is your head tiny?
I don't know. Like,
Is it meant for like a hamster?
It looks like for the cornhole games, but they're like
a
filled
bean bag.
Yeah, but like a small bean
So
bag.
you have bean bags in your house.
Full of lavender.
Do you play a lot of cornhole?
No,
Do you enjoy cornhole?
I don't know. I don't have that game in my backyard. Do you cornhole?
I have cornholed in the past. It's part of my past. It's not something that I do now.
Is your nickname Cornholio?
Let's drink the beer.